have not been joined, including the Gupta brothers, the Republic of South Africa, the Bank of China, Optimum Coal Mine, and OMRT. But you want to only talk about the Gupta family, and you base Oak Bay to say this is just about them. And so if you're going to be looking at accounts, you need to look at who paid who, at what date. Those things are not addressed. And if you cite this, I have an issue with
and those are the same transactions that he forwarded to the court attached with his application that have not been really supported by any investigation that says they're flawed illicit financial...
Nothing at all. What the minister has said is that he does not want to intervene the matter between Oak Bay and the banks. And he wants a gagging order. He wants an order from the court to allow him to be still and to allow him to say nothing. Right. That is the intent of this court day. So that already means he wants to be out of it. He doesn't want any engagement and intervention. He wants court protection. What sort of minister would want court protection in an issue such as this? Right. But he then went to the intelligence center, the Financial Intelligence Center called FIC, and got documents and attached them as part of his affidavit. That already suggests that there's been research or investigations, because he has gotten through these people's account. Now, how do you go into their accounts, go into their FIC, attach documents and still say, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be involved in their accounts. I don't want to act in my position as a finance minister. But he already goes to the FIC, attaches these affidavits. Already that cites that he is involved.
Right.
Already that is an act of involvement. So this is a two-sided coin, and we don't really know why Mr. Gordon is playing this.
And we'll continue to analyze this. Sifisa, thank you so much for weighing in on this, and your insight into this whole issue is certainly appreciated. Sifisa Mahlangu there, political analyst, looking into the 6 reasons cited by Oak Bay to ask the High Court to dismiss Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan's affidavit. We'll leave it there for now. Moving on to other stories, the acting National Police Commissioner, Khomotso Phahlane, has rubbished allegations made against him, calling them baseless. However, he says he will cooperate with the investigation. Police watchdog IPID was at the house of General Phahlane when news broke out that the raid was about the building of his 8 million rand house. SAPS says the allegations were in relation to the purchase of a sound system. The IPID investigators served a search warrant to the acting National Commissioner. On conclusion of the interview, the acting National Commissioner provided the investigators with the proof of payment for the sound system. The acting commissioner has set the record straight on the allegations. Phahlane says IPID investigators were provided with the proof of payment for the 80,000 rand sound system. The money was transferred to service provider from the acting commissioner's personal bank account.
In my case, in this investigation, from day one, I saw foreign things happening. I have experienced a situation where the complainant, whose statement is characterized by rumors and not facts, is also a lead investigator, in that he had interviewed the people that it is alleged that I have interfered with, concocted statements for them, pushed certain things that he wanted to see in the statements, but I'm grateful that they were able to disclose what they went through. It is not the way that the investigations are to be conducted. To me, it was just foreign. The fact that IPID is investigating charges or whatever against me came to my attention through the media. Until yesterday, no one from IPID had the audacity to come to me and say there is this investigation, and it is on that basis that you are entitled to be concerned if someone is coming to you and say they are defeating the ends of justice. How do you defeat the ends of justice in respect of an investigation which you did not have knowledge of?
Shifting focus to some international stories now, Donald Trump is set to be sworn in as the 45th president of the United States. Hundreds of thousands of supporters and protesters are traveling to Washington, D.C. for that event. Thousands of police have been deployed and many kilometers of crowd barriers have been set up as part of a vast security operation. Addressing supporters on Thursday night at a pre-inaugural concert, Trump pledged to unify America, to bring change and to make the country great for all of our people. Meanwhile, in New York, thousands of people attended a rally where dozens of celebrities and politicians voiced their concerns about the president-elect. We're now joined by Dr. Chuchu. He's a lecturer at WITS. Dr. Chuchu, thank you so much for joining us. What will the inauguration entail? Do you think that President Obama will write a letter to Donald Trump, a tradition that was started by George W. Bush Sr.?
I think President Obama is going to write a letter to President Trump, and I think the tradition is going to remain the same. The only difference is there are 20 groups that have formally applied for protesting Trump's inauguration, and there's also one group called Bikers for Trump that will counter those protests. But I think it's going to be pretty unifying, just as the tradition has been.
And just to give us a bit of clarity on the whole election process, why did Donald Trump win the election over Hillary Clinton, and as she had more popularity?
What actually happened was, starting from looking at the polls, all the polls said Secretary Clinton was going to win. But what ended up happening was she got 2.5 million more votes. That was the popular vote, but Americans elect their presidents through electoral college votes. And Trump was able to win blue states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And at the end of the day, he was able to get more than the 270 electoral college votes needed to become president. And Congress formally voted and made him president through the electoral college.
And this change of guard in the United States of America, what does it mean for South Africa?
I think for South Africa, we can wait and see. But to be honest, U.S. policy has traditionally been favorable towards South Africa because they do not see South Africa as an adversary. And because South Africa is not a threat, it might actually benefit from the hikes that Trump is proposing, the 35% tariff on China and Mexico. That would actually make it easier for South Africa to trade with the U.S.
And what kind of a president do you think Trump will be compared to Obama, if we can compare the two?
I think as a president, he's going to have very protectionist policies. What I mean is, first of all, he's going to make sure that TPP doesn't go anywhere. That's the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And he's going to try to keep jobs in the U.S. by making it difficult for American companies to move jobs to Mexico or the U.S.
What do you think of Obama as a president?
I think Obama as a president was fairly impressive to a certain extent, because he said he was going to take out Osama. He did that. He said he was going to save the auto industry, that is Chrysler, GM, and Ford. He saved them. He said he was going to save the banking sector. He saved it. But on some of his promises, like Guantanamo Bay, he wasn't able to close it. But that wasn't his fault because Congress opposed him. And I think history will judge him, but so far he's being rated consistently in the top 20 U.S. presidents.
Right, I know it's a bit too early to ask, but do you think that Donald Trump will be elected for a second term?
I think if he's able to build his wall, if he's able to transform Obamacare to make it more competitive, he can definitely get a second term. Right,
Dr. Chuchu, thank you so much for your time and your insight. We have to take a look at sports stories now. Top seeds Andy Murray and Angelique Kerber were straight sets winners in their respective third-round matches at the Australian Open. They're also joined by former winners in the form of Roger Federer and Venus Williams, who both booked their place in the last 16.
In the women's section of the third round of the Australian Open on day 5, Venus Williams cruised to a 6-1 and 6-love victory over Ying Duan.
That's as comprehensive as it gets.
Former heavyweight Svetlana Kuznetsova and Yelena Yankovic clashed in another third-round match, Kuznetsova taking that one 6-4, 5-7 and 9-7.
3 hours and 36 minutes on court.
7C Carbine Muguruza claimed a 6-4 and 6-2 win over Anastasia Sevastova. Defending champion Angelika Kerber eased past Kristina Pliskova 6-love and 6-4. In the men's draw, Roger Federer beat Thomas Berdych in straight sets by taking that one 6-2, 6-4 and 6-4. Kei Nishikori was another straight sets winner with a 6-4, 6-4 and 6-4 win over Lucas Lacko. Stan Wawrinka needed 4 sets against Viktor Troicki to advance. After losing the first set, the Swiss walked away with a 3-6, 6-2, 6-2 and 7-6 win. Top seed Andy Murray is still looking comfortable. He downed American Sam Querrey 6-4, 6-2 and 6-4. ANN7 Sports Desk.
Fans and perhaps the man himself, a straight set.
You're watching ANN7 Newsroom. Time for a very short break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Over 90,000 black South Africans are shareholders of MultiChoice through Putumanati. Their investment has made a difference to their lives.
After I bought the Putumanati shares, then I started learning about shares, how they operate.
I want to use my shares of Putumanati just to build a house, a nice one for my children.
I can use it for my grandchild immediately when she starts at school.
To invest for my children's education.
As a pensioner, you've got to have something to spare for future.
Before I was walking to Putumanati shares. Today I'm proud to announce that I'm driving to Putumanati shares.
We've been to a lot of places because of Putumanati shares. It has opened our eyes.
I wanted to be somebody, like to own something. Yeah.
I'm so happy. I tell everybody I'm the shareholder of Putumanati.
We are proud to grow and share our future with you.
It's more than the vast skies, the horizons that do not end. It's more than the antiquity within, the tempest without. It's the rhythm that guides our heartbeats, the pride that ignites our game, the spirit that drives us forward and fuels our ideas, our passions, our dreams. It's the home that connects us all. It's our Africa.
7 billion people. 1 planet. 1 global village. World Roundup. Your news from around the world. Right here on ANN7.
ANN7 is available starting at 29 Rand DSTV domestic bouquets and is available for free on all commercial bouquets. Enjoy your affordable 24/7 local news channel at any hotel, B&B or restaurant of your choice. Also, you can catch your favorite news channel on the go live at www.ann7.com/live TV.
Hello and welcome to a magical world from the East. A world where all things are Eastern, or stylish? I'm Shailendra Bansilal, coming to you from the Tava Indian restaurant in Midrand. But let's kickstart the show with the hottest 5 stories of the week. It's now time for the top 5 stories of the week, and Apar Shakti Khurana made a sparkling Bollywood debut in the blockbuster Dangal. But now the younger brother of Aishuman Khurana will have to face the might of the law for an airport scuffle when he entered a restricted area in a Mumbai airport. Naturally, Apar Shakti Khurana has denied all the allegations. It's now time for our story at number 4. And after endless failed romances in 2016, there's a